सीआरपीसी आएगा जो आपको बहुत आसान लगता है, आई विल सी कि आप कितने क्वेश्चंस कर पाते हैं इसमें से। और ये केस लॉ भी नहीं है इसमें, तो देखते हैं डायरेक्ट में कितने मारते हैं आप लोग। फाइन, तो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद नाउ सेक्शन 20। सो कंप्यूटर जी स्टार्ट किया जाए। लेट्स सी क्या कहती है लैंग्वेज। इन एवरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड इन एवरी मेट्रोपॉलिटन एरिया the state government may appoint as many persons as it thinks fit to be executive magistrate and shall appoint one of them to be district magistrate. Again, say you need not to learn these sections in exact language. What you need to learn it? Ki what is the content? What points are, which points are hidden in these sections? You need to learn only on those points. You need not to learn the language. Exact language is not required in such. See, it says what? Ek slide, this one slide will make everything clear to you. This is section 20. It is regarding what? Appointment of executive magistrate in every district, in every metropolitan area. Please see this side. This is section 20. This is regarding appointment of executive magistrate in every district and in every metropolitan areas, which there is appointment of district magistrate, appointment of additional district magistrate, and appointment of sub-divisional magistrate. 3 magistrates. What? District magistrate, additional district magistrate, sub-divisional magistrate. जो लैंग्वेज है, ये जो सेक्शन 20 की लैंग्वेज है, उसमें जो जो बातें हैं मैं उसको बहुत छान के क्रिस्टल क्लियर करके आपको स्लाइड में ले आया हूं आपके लिए। आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ इस स्लाइड को देखना है, अपने नोट्स को इस तरीके से बना लीजिए एंड योर वर्क एंड्स देयर। यू विल नॉट नीड टू रीड अगेन योर डायरेक्ट लैंग्वेज इफ यू मेक दिस स्लाइड इन योर कॉपी। दिस इज व्हाट? अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट, अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ एडिशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट, अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ सब डिविजनल मजिस्ट्रेट, एंड हु इज द अपॉइंटिंग अथॉरिटी? स्टेट गवर्नमेंट। तो दिस इज सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म। State government will appoint district magistrate, additional district magistrate, and sub-divisional district magistrate in every district, in every metropolitan area. So, which is the appointing authority? Appointing authority is state government. Who are being appointed here? District magistrate. Next, additional district magistrate. Next, sub-divisional magistrate. पढ़ने के बाद लैंग्वेज में you will see it. Now you see it. क्या कहता है? In every district and in every metropolitan area, you have seen it in slide. The state government may appoint as many persons as it think fit to be executive magistrates and shall appoint one of them to be district magistrate. So executive magistrates and one of them district magistrate. Got it? Who will appoint? This is, so I have seen the shown you executive magistrate, state government will appoint, and one of them will be appointed as district magistrate. Then state government may appoint any executive magistrate to be additional district magistrate. Again, this state government appointed executive magistrate and one of them appointed as additional district magistrate. Executive is the class of the magistrate, like judicial magistrate अपने आप में class हुआ, session court अपने आप में class हो गया. This is a common name to all the magistrates, whether it is a district magistrate, additional district magistrate, or subdivisional. As a class, they are known as executive magistrate. Like all are the magistrates, whether they are CJM, whether that is judicial magistrate class first, judicial magistrate class second, those all are called known as magistrate courts. Like metropolitan magistrate, these are magistrate courts. And like session judges, session courts, session judge, additional session judge, and assistant session judge. So this is a third class, executive magistrate. And such magistrate shall have such of the powers of the district magistrate under this. So additional magistrate appointment, and he will enjoy such powers of district magistrate as the directed by the state government. Third, whenever in the consequence of the office of district magistrate becoming vacant, किसका ऑफिस वैकेंट हो रहा है? डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट का. Any officer succeeds temporarily to the executive administration of the district, such officer shall, pending the orders of the state government, exercise all the powers and perform all the duties respectively conferred and imposed by this code. This is nothing important for your exam. It is saying just whenever there is a vacancy, district office of the district magistrate is vacant and someone succeeds to that office, he will exercise all the powers and he will perform all the duties. This is very natural. There is nothing which can be asked in your exam. This is state government may place any executive magistrate in charge of a subdivision and may relieve him of the charge as the occasion requires, and the magistrate so placed in charge of the subdivision shall be called the subdivisional magistrate. This is the third. I have shown you this in this slide. State government, executive magistrate, one of them subdivisional magistrate. So these four sections, four subclauses, section 20, clause 1, clause 2, clause 3, clause 4, all these clauses are summarized in this one slide. State government will appoint executive magistrate. One of the executive magistrate will be appointed as district magistrate. One of them may be appointed as additional district magistrate, and in subdivision one of them may be made as subdivisional magistrate. You need not to go beyond that for the purpose of your exam. Otherwise there is no dearth of knowledge. You can go deeper and deeper, no problem in that. But for the purpose of your exam, that is for prelims, it is sufficient. 20 is clear? मेरे ख्याल से स्लाइड बनाने में आपको आसानी हो गई अभी। अदरवाइज आप देखो आपको कम से कम 10 मिनट लगेंगे और रिवीजन करेंगे बार बार, तो मेन बात खो जाएगी कि एक्चुअली आएगा क्या। अब सिर्फ आपको क्या देखना है, फ्रॉम दिस स्लाइड इट इज जस्ट व्हाट यू हैव टू सी कि स्टेट हु इज द अपॉइंटिंग अथॉरिटी, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट। किसको अपॉइंट कर रहे हो, एग्जीक्यूटिव मजिस्ट्रेट को। वन ऑफ देम इज टू बी मेड डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट, वन ऑफ देम इज टू बी मेड एडिशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट, एंड इन सब डिविजन दे हैव टू मेड subdivisional magistrate. This is all about this. Now come to this. This is what? Section 20 clause 5. Nothing in this section shall preclude the state government from conferring under any law for the time being in force on a commissioner of police all or any of the powers of the executive magistrate in relation to the metropolitan area. So this is regarding metropolitan area. This is regarding conferment of powers of executive magistrate on what? On whom? Commissioner of police. So don't go into the language, just see this slide. This is what? All or any of the powers, all or any of the powers of the executive magistrate in relation to metropolitan area may be conferred on commissioner of police. By whom? State government. This is very simpliciter now. I have made the things very, very smooth now for you. Just please follow the advice, learn it as it is, and you will see the very good results very soon, comparatively. This is section 20, clause 6. All or any of the powers of the executive magistrate in relation to metropolitan area may be conferred on commissioner of police. By whom? By the state government. 3 facts only. It is in relation to metropolitan area. It is in relation to metropolitan areas. What? Upon whom powers may be conferred? Commissioner of police. Who will confer? State government. These are 3 points you have to remember only. You need not to remember even 20 clause 6. उतना minute याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है आप लोगों को. You just remember section 20. But if you can, I will not stop you. But it's very difficult, I think. You cannot remember all the clauses like this. So this is 20 and clause 5. क्या करेंगे आप? So this is correction, please. This is, so please ये correct कर लीजिए 20 clause 5. This was a clerical mistake. This is clause 25, but this is hardly important for us. Even if you remember this is section 20. We need to remember these points only. This is with regard to the metropolitan area. This is regarding the conferment of all or any of the powers of executive magistrate on the commissioner of police, and which can be done by the state government. This is the gist of section 20 clause 5. बढ़े आगे? Very simple. Now come to next section. क्या कहता है ये? Special executive magistrate. So this is, please see this slide dekho, then you learn the language, you do the language. This is the heading, you must learn the heading and write PLIMS here. P for PLIMS, question will be asked from heading itself. This is regarding special executive magistrate, like in the case of judicial magistrate, there was special judicial magistrate. Here again, we are seeing the special executive magistrate. Got it? What it says? It is for a particular area or for performance of particular functions. Like as if there is a Kumbh ka Mela. So then you need to perform special particular functions for such area. Then for that purpose, there may be special executive magistrate who will appoint state government. And please mind it, there is no consultation process here. After consultation with High Court like this, because the examiner will confuse you. State government. Second option, state government after consultation with the High Court. Like these kind of phrases. So you should be very particular while learning these sections. Got it? What is needed here? You should very precisely learn this to avoid any kind of confusion. Because examiner will confuse you. Because there is no technicality. What may be the technicality here? They may confuse you like this. After consultation, with consultation, without consultation. यही कर सकते हैं बस examiner. And I will do the same with you. In my test, I will do the same you. मैं पहले से बता रहा हूँ इस बात को, ट्रिक्स को अपनी. And I say कि आपने कितने minutely किया. Again, challenge is same. 10 questions and hardly you could be able to solve 5 questions. Next, please read this now. You have seen the slide? The state government may appoint for such term as it may think executive magistrates to be known as special executive magistrate for particular areas or for the performance of particular functions, and confer on such special executive magistrates such of the powers as are conferable under this code on executive magistrate as it may deem fit. So got it? So this is same which we have seen in this. State government for a particular area, for the particular performance of particular functions, may appoint a special executive magistrate under section 21. This all we need. Now this is regarding section 22. This is what? Local jurisdiction of executive magistrate. You must be having knowledge of jurisdiction, means the area जहां पर अपनी पावर्स एक्सरसाइज कर सकते हैं. ठीक है ना? Subject to the control of the state government. किसका कंट्रोल? Subject to the control of the state government, the district magistrate may from time to time define the local limits of the areas within which the executive magistrates may exercise all or any of the powers with which they may be invested under this code. So please see this slide. Very simple. Very simple. जो लैंग्वेज में समझ में नहीं आ रहा, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लगता है, क्या है ये? डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट विल डिफाइन द लोकल जुरिस्डिक्शन ऑफ एग्जीक्यूटिव मजिस्ट्रेट, बट इट विल बी सब्जेक्ट टू द कंट्रोल ऑफ द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. बेटर यू सी दिस साइड दिस टाइम. हु विल डिफाइन? डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट. इट इज सब्जेक्ट टू द कंट्रोल ऑफ द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. दिस इज ओनली थिंग. Who is defining the local jurisdiction? District magistrate, but it is subject to the control of the state government. means कि overall control किसका रहेगा? State government का रहेगा. तो please don't forget to make these slides. Otherwise आपको फिर उतना टाइम लगेगा. कोचिंग का फायदा ये है कि ताकि आप इसको टाइम दे रहा हूँ बनाने के लिए, थोड़ा सा हाथों को हिलाइए और अपने पेपर पे कहीं ना कहीं लिख लीजिए, इनको इस तरीके ड्रॉ कर लीजिए. बढ़ो आगे. This is what? Except as otherwise provided by such definition, the jurisdiction and powers of every such magistrate shall extend to. This is nothing. Again, this is subordination of executive magistrate, as we have seen in case of judicial magistrate. In case of assistant session judge, we have seen this. Who is subordinate to whom? In the same way, we need to know about the subordination rules in case of executive magistrate. Very simple. It says what? See this. This is district, all executive magistrates other than the additional district magistrate. Please, this is very important for you. Don't forget this, because additional district magistrate is not subordinate to district magistrate. तो प्लीज हाईलाइट दिस लाइक दिस. All executive magistrates other than the additional district magistrate are subordinate to district magistrate. Got it? All executive magistrates other than the additional district magistrate are subordinate to district magistrate. You got it? Then within the subdivision subject to the general control of district magistrate, or other executive magistrate are subordinate to subdivisional magistrate. This is within subdivision. This is within subdivision. यहां पर कौन सीनियर है? Other executive magistrate are subordinate to subdivisional magistrate and who works under the general control of district magistrate. तो इस स्लाइड को बना लीजिए, आपको समझ में आ जाएंगी चीजें. Because see, don't forget this. Appointment of the executive magistrate in every district, in every metropolitan area. State government appointed executive magistrate, out of them one was made district magistrate. Got it? All executive magistrate are subordinate to him now, except additional district magistrate. So additional district magistrate is not subordinate to district magistrate. It means it is equivalent to district magistrate. Got it? He doesn't come in the category of subordination to the district magistrate. And this was the third category of subdivisional magistrate. So within this subdivisional magistrate, who is senior most? Subdivisional magistrate. But he is under the general control of district magistrate. All other executive magistrate within subdivision are subordinate to him. See this slide. See, this is within subdivision, other executive magistrate are subordinate to subdivisional magistrate who works under the general control of district magistrate. So these are topmost: district magistrate, then subdivisional magistrate, then other executive magistrate within the subdivision. This is most simplified way में आपको मैंने करा दिया. बहुत एकदम इन्फोग्राफिक हो गया, सब कुछ रहा नहीं है, लैंग्वेज का पार्ट ही हटा दिया. बिकॉज हम लोगों ने प्रिम्स के साथ पॉइंट याद करने, कौन किसका सबऑर्डिनेट है, बस इतनी बात याद रखनी है. सही. तो ऑल वी हैव लर्नड इट सो फार. सेक्शन 20 एग्जीक्यूटिव मजिस्ट्रेट्स regarding state government appoints executive magistrate in the relation to every district and in metropolitan area. One of them is made district magistrate, one of them is made additional district magistrate, and in case of subdivision, state government appoint subdivisional magistrate. This is, and then thereafter we did this. This was 20 clause 5. In case of metropolitan area, state government may confer upon commissioner of police all or any of the powers of executive magistrate. Commissioner of police is not the executive magistrate. He doesn't come into the category of executive magistrate, but in view of the prevailing circumstances, if the state government is of the view, तो गवर्नमेंट के पास पावर है कहाँ, लेकिन कहाँ पर, इन रिलेशन टू मेट्रोपोलिटन एरिया, की वो एग्जीक्यूटिव मजिस्ट्रेट की सभी पावर्स या लिमिटेड पावर्स, दोज पावर्स में बी कन्फर्ड अपॉन कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस. एंड इन अगेन दिस special 21 special executive magistrate, this is for a particular area or for performance of particular functions. State government may appoint special executive magistrate, SEM. And this was the local jurisdiction of the executive magistrate. Who defines, who makes rules for this? District magistrate make rules, but it is subject to the control of state government. And this is 23. All executive magistrates other than the additional district magistrate are subordinate to district magistrate, and in case of within subdivision, subdivisional magistrate, other executive magistrates are subordinate to subdivisional magistrate subject to the general control of district magistrate. And this is distribution of the business. Distribution of the business among executive magistrate. 23 part 2, district magistrate, executive magistrate subordinate, जो भी subordinate है उनको बिजनेस अलोकेट करता है, एंड ऑल्सो टू द एडिशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट. तो प्लीज सी दिस, ऑल्दो एडिशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट इज नॉट सबऑर्डिनेट टू हिम, ऑल्दो एडिशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट इज नॉट सबऑर्डिनेट टू डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट, बट इट इज द डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट हु एलोकेट्स वर्क टू हिम. कि आपको ये फंक्शंस करने हैं, दिस इज रिगार्डिंग दिस, हो जाएगा। तो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट सेक्शन 20 to 23 regarding the executive magistrate. Few points are there and you need to, what I suggest you, please make point wise notes in your language. It should not be language, it should be type in graphs like बना करके, so that कि देखें, you should learn by only seeing, okay this is like this, and then you will see at least one question may be there in prelims from this, only this. बढ़े आगे, कर लेंगे आप लोग। तो this ends from my side now, जितना हो सकता था मैंने करा दिया इसमें। नेक्स्ट सो नेक्स्ट जो इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है आपका, दैट इज रिगार्डिंग द अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स। पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स इज ए पार्ट ऑफ द क्रिमिनल जुडिशियल सिस्टम। जो क्रिमिनल जुडिशियल सिस्टम है उसकी जो मशीनरी है उसमें कौन कौन आता है? पुलिस ऑफिसर्स आते हैं उसमें कौन आता है? उसमें मजिस्ट्रेट्स आते हैं, उसमें सेशन कोर्ट आती है, उसमें पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स भी आते हैं और उसमें फिर एडवोकेट्स भी कहीं ना कहीं आते हैं। दीज आर द 4 कंपोनेंट्स, मेन कंपोनेंट्स। एक्यूज्ड का डिफेंस के लिए एडवोकेट्स हो गए, प्रोसिक्यूट करने के लिए प्रोसिक्यूटर्स हो गए हैं, इन्वेस्टिगेट करने के लिए पुलिस ऑफिसर्स हो गए, एंड टू डिसाइड टू प्रोनाउंस द जजमेंट देयर आर जुडिशियल ऑफिसर्स। जुडिशियल ऑफिसर आर ऑफ session courts, magistrate courts, and in case of metropolitan area, metropolitan magistrates. And in some petty offences, you will see the executive magistrates working as the criminal courts. So this was the hierarchy of, this was the machinery of criminal judicial system. And so, please, यहाँ से क्वेश्चन कैसे आएगा? Mainly almost only in prelims. तो मैं हमेशा बताता हूँ आप लोगों को क्वेश्चन कहाँ से आएगा, किससे प्रिपेयर करना है आपको। I never forget this, whether it is important for prelims or it is important for mains. So these sections 24, 25 and then one new section has been added, 25A. That is the case of these 3 sections are very important for your prelims and very confusing questions comes from this field. Fine. I have made your test paper out of these sections. Test 2 to 35 होगा, अभी नहीं होगा, पहले लेट मी कंप्लीट दिस। तो दिस इज रिगार्डिंग सेक्शन 24. इट सेज व्हाट? सी दिस स्लाइड। सेक्शन 24 क्लॉज 1, अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर और एडिशनल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर फॉर हाई कोर्ट। Section 24 clause 1 deals with the appointment of public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor for high court, and please don't get confused. Actually, the name of the public prosecutor remains same in case of high court as well as in sessions court. It is the different name only in magistrate courts, that is the assistant public prosecutor. Assistant public prosecutor confined to the magistrate courts. But in case of session court and in high court, name is same, public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor. This is I show you, public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor. So you will see the same name in case of every district also. So please don't get confused in your prelims exam. If any question comes, तो please आपको बार बार खोल के देख लेना, whether it is for every district or whether it is for high court, because name is same, public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor. So you will have to see whether this is the appointment public prosecutor for the high court or for district or session court. There is a great huge difference in the appointment procedure. Got it? So very simple, central government or state government after consultation with high court. This is very important here. This is the after consultation with high court. Very simple. Consultation with the high court is must in case of appointment of public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor for every high court. This is the mandate of section 24(1). So you see, you go to the high courts, they are the public prosecutors and they are appointed for 5 years like this tenure. वो temporary होते हैं, permanent नहीं होते हैं, और यही लगभग हर स्टेट की डिमांड है पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स की कि उनका कैडर भी जैसे जुडिशियल ऑफिसर का होता है कैडर का, दे बिकम मजिस्ट्रेट, देन दे बिकम सेशन जज, देन दे आल्सो कैन गो टू हाई कोर्ट, they can become high court judge as well. Likewise, there should be the hierarchy for the promotion from us magistrate court, session court to high court as well, but it doesn't happen in practically actually. So these are the politically appointed people, public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor for high courts, and who can appoint them? Central government or the state government, as the case may be. Both can appoint, and but this is what after consultation with the high court. This is a technical point here involved here. Got it? There is nothing technical in this. I suppose should I move now? 24 first. Now मजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट में जो है, मजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट में आर दे आर अपॉइंटेड एज असिस्टेंट पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स. इन मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टेट्स they are appointed through exam conducted by the Public Service Commission. In case of Delhi, this exam is conducted by UPSC. In case of Delhi, there is a regular cadre which is not in every state actually. In Delhi, you will be appointed as assistant public prosecutor, then you will get promoted to the additional public prosecutor, and then chief public prosecutor, then director, like this. So there is cadre in itself. अपने आप एक इंडिपेंडेंट डिपार्टमेंट है, डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ प्रोसिक्यूशन इन केस ऑफ दिल्ली, बट इट इज नॉट इन केस ऑफ उत्तराखंड, इट इज ऑल्सो नॉट इन केस ऑफ यूपी. तो देयर यू आर अपॉइंटेड एज असिस्टेंट पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर और APO, असिस्टेंट प्रोसिक्यूटिंग ऑफिसर, बट यू आर नॉट promoted to the session courts public prosecutor as it happens in Delhi. Got it? So we need to concentrate on these कि from कहाँ से क्वेश्चन आएगा 24 फर्स्ट में. दिस इज रिगार्डिंग द अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर और एडिशनल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर फॉर हाई कोर्ट. हु विल अपॉइंट? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, लेकिन कब? आफ्टर कंसल्टेशन विद द हाई कोर्ट. आई सपोज यू गॉट इट दिस. नो कर लेंगे. से दिस Central government may appoint one or more public prosecutors for the purpose of conducting any case or class of cases. This is a different case. Any case or class of cases, like it happened in case of Nirbhaya. Nirbhaya, if some case gets highlighted, so then the central government has power ki at least okay, we are appointing some very good lawyer for this purpose. There may be public. कई बार क्या होता है कि पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर को ये मान रहे कि उतना कैलिबर शायद उनको नहीं दिख रहा है, या वो नहीं चाहते, वो चाहते हैं कि मान लीजिए बहुत बड़े वकील को प्रोसिक्यूटिंग ऑफिसर बनाया जाए. तो दिस इज द पावर. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में अपॉइंट वन और मोर पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ कंडक्टिंग एनी केस. फॉर सिंगल केस हो सकता है और क्लास ऑफ केसेस भी हो सकता है उसमें. तो दिस इज द पावर इन द हैंड ऑफ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. यू सी दिस इज ऑल अबाउट. मैंने मिक्स करने की कोशिश की है सबको. क्या? This is regarding appointment of public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor, what we are dealing with. This may be for high court, this may be for every district. You got it? This is the combination of जो आने वाली clauses हैं अभी, like we are going to study this ना, 24 clause third. तो 24 first, 24 third को मैंने एक slide में आपके सामने ला दिया है, and it becomes very easy for you, very very handy for you. 23 सब कुछ मिक्स कर दिया है. कैसे? This is regarding for the appointment of public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor. Fine. They may be appointed to high court as well as for every district. Got it? In case of this is central government or state government after consultation with high court. When they are appointed for high court, then the appointing authority is central government or state government after consultation with high court. Got it or not? हो जाएगा? But in both cases, practice as an advocate for not less than 7 years required. This is the eligibility criteria. This is what? Eligibility criteria what? Practice as advocate for not less than 7 years. You got it? Then again, for every district where there is regular cadre of prosecuting officers will be appointed from this cadre itself. जहां पर रेगुलर कैडर होगा, एज इट इज इन दिल्ली, एडिशनल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर और पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर विल बी अपॉइंटेड फ्रॉम दिस कैडर. and where it is not so, then a panel will be prepared from a panel prepared by district magistrate. This is panel prepared by डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट. तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट साहब एक पैनल बनाएंगे एलिजिबल एडवोकेट्स का कि दीज आर द एलिजिबल पर्सन्स हु कैन बी अपॉइंटेड एज पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर और एडिशनल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर, एंड अगेन दिस विल बी इन कंसल्टेशन विद द सेशन जज. In consultation with the session judge. So a panel will be prepared by whom? District magistrate in consultation with the session judge, and from this panel a public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor will be appointed for the purpose of every district. What is the eligibility criteria? Practice as advocate for not less than 7 years. I hope you got this point. Got it? तो मैंने दोनों को समझा दिया. एक ही पोस्ट है पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर एडिशनल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर फॉर हाई कोर्ट. दिस इज फॉर एवरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट. ये दो सोर्सेज हो गए यहाँ केस के. एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया सेम. सो ये पढ़ा चुका हूं मैं आप लोगों को, पैनल बता चुका हूं. देन कम्स दी ये आ चुका. देन this is appointment of special public prosecutor for any case or class of cases. He may be appointed by central government or the state government. This is the appointment of what? Special public prosecutor. Very important for your exams. Special public prosecutor for any case or class of cases, central government or state government. Person who has been in practice as an advocate for not less than 10 years. This is the question. Generally 99% cases में आपसे यही क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है कि रिक्वायरमेंट एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्या है. एंड एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया इन केस ऑफ स्पेशल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर एसपीपी इज व्हाट? प्रैक्टिस not less than, this is 10 years in this case. This is not less than 10 years in case of special public prosecutor. Got it? This is the mandate of 24 clause 8. Generally, sometimes they ask you this clause. This is section 24. Eight. Got it? Special public prosecutor for any case or class of cases, person who has been in practice as an advocate for not less than 10 years. कर लेंगे आप लोग? हो जाएगा? तो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट रिगार्डिंग दी पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स, अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर. हमने 3 अपॉइंटमेंट किए इसमें. How many appointments? 3 appointments. Public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor for High Court. Public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor for every district. And then special public prosecutor for any particular case or class of cases. So these 3 kinds of prosecutor, उनकी eligibility क्या है? Practice not less than 7 years. In case of special public prosecutor, practice not less than 10 years. Appointing उनमें क्या है? Consultation of with the High Court is required. In case of every district, while making panel, DM is required to consult with the session judge. Got it? But where there is a regular cadre, then you will not appoint from any other source. You will appoint the additional public prosecutor or public prosecutor from the regular cadre itself. You will not make any panel. Panel is required for what? When panel is required? When there is no regular cadre. In the panel, DM will prepare a panel only in the case when there is no regular cadre of prosecuting officers. When there is a regular cadre of prosecuting officers, additional public prosecutor or public prosecutor will be appointed from the regular cadre itself. Got it? But then comes the appointment of assistant public prosecutors. Section 25. So 24 deals with the public prosecutor or additional public prosecutor or special public prosecutor, and 25 deals with the असिस्टेंट पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर. देखो मेरी कोशिश ये होती है कि मैं आपको इतना रिवाइज करा दूं यहीं पर ही कि आपके दिमाग में घुस जाएं चीज़ें अच्छी तरीके से. तो क्लास मिस करना घातक हो सकता है आप लोगों के लिए. खुद तो पढ़ते ही हैं, बट डोंट मिस क्लासेस. वो कहीं ना कहीं नहीं भी रिवाइज किया तो एग्जाम में ध्यान आ जाएगा, यार सर ने पढ़ाया था, कुछ था ऐसा. तो डोंट मिस क्लासेस एटलीस्ट. और मेरी क्लास में बहुत बड़े होमवर्क के बाद आती है. मैं काफ़ी होमवर्क करके आता हूँ. क्यों होमवर्क मैं किसको पॉइंट पे करता हूँ कि आप लोगों के लिए सिंप्लीफाई कैसे किया जाए बस. अदरवाइज ये तो बेरेट से पढ़ाया जा सकता था, बल्कि ये ऐसा पोर्शन है जहाँ पर मैं कहूँ कि आप खुद भी कर लेंगे तो शायद मैं डेलीगेट कर सकता हूँ. हर कोचिंग में इस वाले पोर्शन को नहीं पढ़ाते हैं, बट मेरी कोशिश ये है कि एक भी क्वेश्चन मिस नहीं करना. हम लोगों ने CRPC में अगर 20 क्वेश्चन आएंगे तो हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव कम से कम 18 क्वेश्चन करने का है. At least 18 questions from 20 questions. We will have to solve it. Got it? We come to now Assistant Public Prosecutors, Section 25. What it says? Again, same thing. State government shall appoint in every district one or more assistant public prosecutor for conducting prosecution in the courts of magistrates. So this is important. Assistant public prosecutors are appointed for the courts of magistrates, not for session courts. These are appointed for the courts of magistrates, assistant public prosecutors. And which is the appointing authority here? State government. Take the central government may appoint one or more assistant public prosecutors for the purpose of conducting any case or class of cases in courts of magistrate. So same power is also with the central government. It is the duty. See, state government shall appoint. State government is duty bound to appoint the assistant public prosecutors. And this is the in case of requirement. Some power lies with the central government as well. कि central government, if it likes, अगर चाहती है किसी खास केस में, तो central government may appoint prosecutor, assistant public prosecutor in the case may be. So this is the language. Central government may appoint, and this is state government shall appoint. Difference समझ रहे हैं हम लोग? State government is duty bound to appoint assistant public prosecutors in case of magistrate courts, but state government is bound, not the central government. Central government के पास power है in view of the prevailing circumstances. If the central government thinks fit, central government may appoint. But this is the general power of the state government, duty of the state government to provide assistant public prosecutors. Got it? बढ़े आगे. Now see this in case of slide, very simple. Section 25, assistant public prosecutors. It deals with what? Appointment of assistant public prosecutors. Appointment of assistant public prosecutors for conducting prosecution in the courts of magistrates in every district. Now, who is the appointing authority? The state government shall and the central government may. तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट भी कर सकती है और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट तो करेगी ही. दिस इज द मैंडेट ऑफ सेक्शन 25. कर लेंगे आप? क्यों जी? अरे नाउ there is a big question whether the police officer can be appointed as the assistant public prosecutor or not. Whether a police officer can be appointed as public prosecutor. See, this is regarding the police officer. Why it is important actually? See, what is the role of public prosecutor in prosecution of the accused? The prosecutors are supposed to be independent authority. As per the interpretation of the role of public prosecutor by the Honorable Supreme Court, what is the duty of the public prosecutor? He is considered as the Minister of Justice. Public prosecutor is considered as Minister of Justice. His duty is to assist the court. His duty is to assist the court in डिलीवरी ऑफ जस्टिस, कि न्याय हो पाए उसमें कोर्ट की मदद करनी है पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर साहब को। स्टेट की रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है, स्टेट इज द पेइंग सैलरी टू पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर, स्टेट इज पेइंग टू सैलरी टू द पुलिस ऑफिसर, स्टेट इज ऑल्सो पेइंग the salary or something like other allowances to the advocate as free legal aid to the accused as well, and state is paying salary to the judicial officer as well. आप समझ रहे हैं इस बात को? 4 लोग हैं, कौन कौन? पुलिस ऑफिसर, he is being paid by the state, public prosecutor, he is being paid by the state, judicial officer, he is being paid by the state. एंड जहां जो गरीब एक्यूज्ड है अपने को डिफेंड नहीं कर सकता, उसके लिए अगर फ्री लीगल एड देनी है तो जो वकील साहब आएंगे उनके भी अलाउंसेस है, कौन पे करेगा उनको? स्टेट को। तो 4 पर्सन्स ऑल आर बीइंग पेड बाय द स्टेट। स्टेट इज न्यूट्रल टू एवरीवन। स्टेट सिर्फ ये चाहता है कि जस्टिस होना चाहिए, जस्टिस मस्ट प्रिवेल एट एनी कॉस्ट। तो वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग प्रोसिक्यूटर्स, he will independently see the prosecution and will assist the court. We are providing free legal aid counsel to the accused so that his rights may be protected as well. But there should not be connection between the public police and the public prosecutors, because police sometimes might be acting under some pressure. So police and public prosecutors should be independent authority. They should not be influenced by each other. So therefore this police officer should not as a general be appointed as public prosecutor, because to maintain the independence of the public prosecution, so that the sense of justice hai, that should prevail. Justice should not only be done but it must be seen to be done. This is the cardinal principle of judicial system, hai ki nahi hai? So what is the rule here? It is appointment of police officer as assistant public prosecutor. What? District magistrate may appoint any person as APP, assistant public prosecutor. District magistrate के पास पावर है कि he may appoint any person as APP, but cannot be appointed as APP. हो कौन नहीं हो सकते? Police officer below the rank of inspector, and he has taken any part in the investigation. If any police officer has taken part in the investigation, he cannot be appointed public prosecutor in this case. Reason is same, because we want some independence in prosecution. If you have taken part in investigation, naturally you will justify yourself while prosecuting the accused. If you have taken part in the investigation, you will justify it. So you should not be, as a police officer, be appointed as APP in cases in which you have taken part in the investigation. This is first. And in any case, suppose you are a police officer and you have not taken part in the investigation also, but if you are below the rank of inspector, you can never be appointed as APP. So a police officer of the inspector rank or above may be appointed as APP, subject to the condition he has not taken part in any investigation. In that case, उस केस में जिसमें पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर बनाया जा रहा है उसमें उसका कोई पार्टिसिपेशन नहीं होना चाहिए. तो इन दैट केस, इन दैट इवेंट, तो देयर इज नो बार एक्चुअली. ए पुलिस ऑफिसर मे बी अपॉइंटेड एज assistant public prosecutor subject to 2 conditions. His rank should not be below inspector rank. एक condition. Second condition क्या है? He must not have taken part in the investigation. In that case, उस केस में उसने investigation part नहीं लिया हो, तो अगर APP की availability नहीं है, if there is no APP, then there is a power of to the district magistrate, then he may appoint any person as. And it happens sometimes when there is shortage of APPs. It happens in Delhi as well. They several times they appoint APP on contractual basis. See, if there is a, suppose High Court created suddenly 20 or 30 magistrate courts, then they will need prosecuting officers. APPs will be required there in that case. But APPs are to be appointed from the UPSC, That is a lengthy process. It will take at least 1 year. Now, to meet that contingency, we need a public prosecutor. Then, in that case, district magistrate may appoint any person as APP. They will have to set certain criteria कि किनको बनाना है, who should be able to conduct prosecution. ऐसा नहीं है किसको BA पास कर देंगे. That is a power when they will have to justify the appointment कि किसको बनाना है, कितना एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए, क्या नहीं होना चाहिए. But this is the power with district magistrate in case of the shortage of APPs or non availability of APPs. Got it? पुलिस ऑफिसर के रेफरेंस में कर लेंगे अब. So this is all about section 25. Got it? Now comes the section 25A. Please, I don't have the slide for that, so I will just please have your beret with you if you have this. Section 25A. Please highlight the heading. 25A is regarding the Directorate of Prosecution. This is the first question in prelims. Second question, this section was added by the Amendment 2005 with effect from 23rd June 2006. This is the second question कि कौन से amendment से ये section जोड़ा गया था. कर लेंगे. Now third question. I read it and you should read it with me silently. This is: the state government may establish a directorate of prosecution consisting of a director of prosecution and as many deputy directors of prosecution as it thinks fit. So first question, state government may establish a directorate of prosecution. तो क्या कह रहा है ये? एक डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ प्रोसिक्यूशन को एस्टैब्लिशमेंट किया जाएगा. हु विल एस्टैब्लिश? स्टेट गवर्नमेंट विल एस्टैब्लिश डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ प्रोसिक्यूशन. दिल्ली में तो है, अदर स्टेट्स की बात करें जहां पर अप्लाई होगा ये, उसमें क्या होगा? इट शुड कंसिस्ट ऑफ ए डायरेक्टर ऑफ प्रोसिक्यूशन एंड एज मेनी डिप्टी डायरेक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोसिक्यूशन एट थिंग्स. तो इट विल कंसिस्ट ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स एंड one officer will be director as the head of that directorate, and others will be deputy directors of prosecution. Next, a person shall be eligible to be appointed as director of prosecution or a deputy director of prosecution only if he has been in practice as an advocate for not less than 10 years, and such appointment shall be made with the concurrence of Chief Justice of High Court. Please यहाँ से ध्यान क्वेश्चन आएगा आपके. कॉन्करेंस ऑफ चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ हाई कोर्ट मस्ट है, यहां से क्वेश्चन आएगा. और उसकी जो क्वालिफिकेशन है, प्रैक्टिस नॉट लेस देन 10 ईयर्स, यहां से तुमसे क्वेश्चन आएगा. तो फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ अपॉइंटमेंट एज द डायरेक्टर और डिप्टी डायरेक्टर, व्हाट इज द क्वालिफिकेशन? प्रैक्टिस एज एन एडवोकेट फॉर नॉट लेस देन 10 ईयर्स, एंड दिस वाज आल्सो द एलिजिबिलिटी फॉर द अपॉइंटमेंट एज द स्पेशल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर. गॉट इट? सेक्शन 24 क्लॉज 8. ठीक है, सेम क्वालिफिकेशन हियर इज रिक्वायर्ड. बढ़े आगे. Concurrence of Chief Justice of High Court is required. Third, the head of the Director of Prosecution shall be the Director of Prosecution who shall function under the administrative control of the head of the Home Department in the state. This is again कि direct administrative control किसका रहेगा? Head of the Home Department in the state. हर एक स्टेट का एक होम डिपार्टमेंट होता है, उसके हेड का इस पर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल रहेगा. यहां से क्वेश्चन आता है कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल किसका होगा? होम डिपार्टमेंट के हेड ऑफ द होम डिपार्टमेंट, यानी कि होम सेक्रेटरी. एवरी डिप्टी डायरेक्टर ऑफ द प्रोसिक्यूशन शैल बी सबऑर्डिनेट टू द डायरेक्टर ऑफ प्रोसिक्यूशन. तो इस सबऑर्डिनेशन का हो गया कि डिप्टी डायरेक्टर्स शैल बी सबऑर्डिनेट टू डायरेक्टर. एंड अगेन जो लास्ट की इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है बस 8 में, the provision of this section shall not apply to Advocate General for the state while performing the functions of a public prosecutor. तो यहां से क्वेश्चन आता है, कई बार आया हुआ है कि section 25A is not applicable upon Advocate General while he is performing functions as a public prosecutor in some case. So please ये इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया से 25A के मैंने पढ़ा दिया आपको, पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स पढ़ा दिया आपको मैंने. So from my side this ends now. What do you need to do this? Please make notes, पॉइंट वाइज एज आई, और अगर आपने स्लाइड्स बनाई हैं तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। आपको मैं फिर कह रहा हूँ, आपको एग्जैक्ट लैंग्वेज रटने की जरूरत नहीं है। मैं जो टेस्ट दूंगा उसमें भी आपको एग्जैक्ट लैंग्वेज लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है। व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड, यू शुड राइट द पॉइंट्स कि कहाँ कहाँ से क्वेश्चन प्रीलिम्स के एक्सपेक्टेड हैं, कहाँ कहाँ से मैंने हाईलाइट कराया आप लोगों को। यू विल हैव टू राइट ओनली दोज पॉइंट्स। क्यों कर रहा हूँ, क्यों लिखवाऊंगा बार बार, क्योंकि मुझे पता है ये बहुत सिंपल से पॉइंट्स हैं, यहाँ बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेशंस नहीं है। और जहाँ जो चीज़ें आसान होती हैं वहाँ की उसकी वैल्यू हमारे लिए कम हो जाती है। हम उसको सोचते ये तो हम कर लेंगे, और जब हम एग्जाम देने जाते हैं वहां पर लगता है अरे यार पढ़ा तो था, इन कंसल्टेशन था या नहीं था, इतना सा डाउट हुआ। अगर हुई नेगेटिव मार्किंग देन फिर आपका मन करेगा कि इसको छोड़ देते हैं एग्जाम में। लेकिन बाद में चलेगा यार हम तो अटेम्प्ट ही कुल अगर छोड़ते आ रहे हैं तो कम किए अटेम्प्ट, फिर तुम माइंडलेसली सारे अटेम्प्ट करोगे। इट हैपेंस एंड इट हैपेंस एवरी टाइम, आई हैव सीन सो मेनी थिंग्स। सो प्लीज, ये बहुत सिंपल सेक्शन है, 2 to 25A तक का बहुत आसान वाला पार्ट है ये। यहां से आपको 2-3 क्वेश्चन आसानी से मिलने ही मिलने हैं, ज्यादा भी मिल सकते हैं आपको सीआरपीसी में। सो जो पूरी सीआरपीसी एक तरफ और उसका 20% क्वेश्चन इसी पार्ट से आने, तो हमें कर लेना चाहिए अच्छी तरीके से। सो फ्रॉम माई साइड दिस एंड्स नाउ, ठीक है। इन नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल टेक फ्रॉम 26 ऑनवर्ड्स, फाइन, ठीक है जी, थैंक यू।